All right. Hello and welcome. My name is Karen Caldwell. I'm the owner and nutrition coach here at B3 Gym. Thank you so much for joining me for this month's free virtual nutrition talk. We do this every month, different topic every month. So stay tuned for our next month's topic. But if you have any questions as we go, you can type them in the chat, or if you want to write them down, I'll open it up for questions at the end. And today we're going to talk about how to navigate your night out. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we'll get you going with our presentation. All right. So here at B3 Gym, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated. We want to help you build a strong nutrition foundation so that you can progress towards your health and wellness goals while feeling confident navigating everyday life. So our nutrition program is backed by Healthy Steps Nutrition, who has helped over 35,000 people all around the world take control of their health. And here are a few of our very own incredible success stories from our members here at B3. Bjorn is actually on the call, and he is one of our spotlight members here. So if you're looking to create your own success story, remember that it is simple, but it's far from easy. And all of these people, the same thing, the one thing they had in common was a nutrition coach to help them make a true lifestyle change. So today we're talking about navigating your night out, but why is this so important? Studies have found that most people's nutrition is significantly different over the weekend when we tend to go out to eat more versus the weekdays when we're more likely to stay in. And one study found that people consumed on average 115 calories more each weekend day. So in a given year, that adds up to 17,940 additional calories, or about 5 pounds. With longer days, you have more free hours to get together with your friends and family, weddings, other holiday activities. We should find ways to enjoy our time mindfully while staying on track with our goals. So in this nutrition talk, we're going to look at 4 different settings that you might find yourself in over the next couple months. The first situation we're going to talk about is sit-down restaurants, and we'll go over 3 easy ways to help you stay mindful and on track while you're enjoying dining out. The first focus for sit-down restaurants is to skip the extras. And when we say the extras, we're referring to the appetizers or the starting dishes that you order off the menu. It also includes the bread and the butter, the chips and the salsa, everything that comes to your table before you even ask for it. And so according to a study that reviewed the menu of more than 245 restaurant chains with close to 31,000 different menu items, the average appetizer contains 813 additional calories. Okay, that's more than enough calories for an entire meal, but this is just the start of your meal in most cases. So an easy way to stay mindful of calorie intake is by simply skipping out of the extras. If you are going to participate or indulge in the extras that are already on the table, be mindful of how much you're consuming. And if they offer to bring a second serving, like if it's unlimited chips and salsa, I would just ask them not to bring out any more. So you can still have it, but just make sure you're staying in moderation. Studies show that consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages and artificially sweetened beverages like soda and diet soda are associated with an increased risk of weight gain, leading to obesity and comorbidities like diabetes, with an increased risk for cardiovascular disease and many other complications. This is why the next strategy for sit-down restaurants is to stick with water, soda water, or unsweetened tea. And according to the CDC, drinking water and staying hydrated helps your body to keep a regular temperature. It helps lubricate your joints, protect your spinal cord and other sensitive tissues in the body, and helps rid your body of waste. Lastly, choosing water will help you consume a more mindful portion size while eating, since it helps fill that room in your stomach, which suppresses your hunger cues a little bit. And the last tip for your favorite sit-down restaurant is to keep it simple. A great way to do that is by sticking to the plate method. If you've been on our nutrition talks before, or you are a current nutrition client, you should know all about this one. You should get a meal that has an obvious protein source, a carbohydrate source, and lots of vegetables. And we need to remember that serving size is not the same as portion size. So a serving size is a standardized amount of food used to quantify recommended amounts. That's what you'll typically find on a nutrition label. Portion size is the amount of food you choose to eat, which may be more or less than the serving size. And so while these two words are sometimes interchangeable, we use them interchangeably, we need to keep in mind that there are differences in them. So an easy way to gauge your portion size is by using your hand. And we have a hand portion size guide. If anyone is interested in that, please send me a message. I'll send that over. Don't shy away from asking for a to-go box to put away the extra food. So typically when we go out to eat, the portion sizes are a lot larger than what we normally need or what we really need to eat for our meal. So putting some of your food in a to-go box right away or leaving some food on your plate and taking it home is a great strategy to kind of stay within that serving size. We should aim to get about half of our plate non-starchy vegetables. So if your plate is going to come out heavy with the carbohydrates, ask for an extra side of vegetables. We want to try to stick with a quarter of your plate lean protein and just a little bit of starchy carbohydrates. The next situation you're going to find yourself in might be fast food. This is a very convenient way to get your food nice and quick. So when it comes to fast food, we want to try to opt for items that are higher in protein. So we want to go for lean sources with more protein and ideally less fat. So if you think about your leaner sources of protein or leaner sources of meat, like turkey, chicken, or fish, and find items that highlight those ingredients. Protein is a great focus as it is very important for many reasons, such as providing our body with the structure, and it keeps us feeling full for longer. The second thing is to consider when you're stopping at fast food restaurants is choosing grilled options over fried options. So if we think about McDonald's, the fried buttermilk crispy chicken sandwich is 600 calories with 29 grams of fat. And of that fat, it has almost 25% of the daily value for saturated fat for your 2,000 calorie diet. That's a lot, right? In one little meal. The grilled counterpart is about 380 calories, so almost half, with 7 grams of fat and less than half the amount of saturated fat. So choosing grilled options is also an easy way to minimize the extra calories as well as the extra fat. The last strategy when we're going out to eat for fast food is focusing on the healthy side options. So over the years, fast food places have made an effort to offer additional sides that highlight a lighter calorie intake. These sides include fruits, yogurts, vegetables, and salads. If you do choose to stick with a more traditional side like French fries, stay away from the supersized portions and make sure that you're ordering a small portion like a kid size or a small size. Not only will you save on calories, but you're also going to save a little bit of money as well. All right, our third night out might involve food trucks. Food trucks are becoming very, very popular. So we'll talk about kind of how to navigate those as well. The past few years, food truck industry has exploded, especially in more urban settings. And so when there's usually one food truck, there's probably going to be multiple other food trucks. They try to stick together in more highly populated or trafficked areas. This is going to lead us to our first strategy. So before you decide on a food truck option, make sure you check out all of the options and choose one that has some easy staples that are going to focus on protein, vegetables, and mindful portion sizes. A favorite and easy go-to one is going to be a taco food truck or any food truck that has bowls, a bowl type of cuisine that focuses on whole grains and lots of vegetables along with that lean protein. The second strategy when navigating your food trucks is to eat with a fork. And that may surprise you. Eating with a fork, even when you're consuming options like wraps or pitas, it allows you to fill up on the nutrient-packed filling rather than the carb-loaded vehicle, right? An observation that took place in New York at a Greek food truck tested out with gyros. And they found that simply choosing a fork cut out close to 300 calories and 33 grams of carbohydrates. Another study found that when people were given chocolate cake to eat, Those who ate with a spoon ate more than those who ate with a fork. And why did the spoon users consume more? So according to the author, it was found that people who ate chocolate cake with a spoon developed taste gradually. And this tendency made them eat more as they thought they were eating in smaller quantities. And those who ate with a fork ate less as they instantly developed the taste and ate the chocolate cake in a limited quantity. So that being said, let's try to eat with a fork and see what happens. And the last strategy to consider when visiting a food truck is to purchase your food, but eat it away from the food truck area to help you better listen to your hunger cues. So the most important thing that you can do to assure that you're following your natural patterns of hunger and fullness is to tune into them. Removing yourself from distractions will allow you to be more mindful, leading to more correct portion sizes and less overeating. And lastly, we're going to talk about a more formal night out. That might look like a wedding, a graduation or birthday party, or a barbecue. And so whenever a client tells me they have a barbecue or some event that they're heading to, we always talk about how to strategize that day to set them up for success. So we know that when it comes to these type of events, we often have a lot less control over what our food options are. And this is why we want to start our day on the right foot. So we want to focus on breakfast and lunch to aim for lean protein and vegetables with less fat is going to be a great way to stay balanced and leave a little bit of extra wiggle room to enjoy your evening. So for example, if someone's going to eat pizza for dinner, maybe we'll want to try to have a little bit less carbohydrate and a little bit less fat earlier in the day to allow us to balance that out in the evening. And we also never, ever want to go into a party or an event like this feeling starved from not eating anything all day. We try to stock up all our calories for that one meal. That's never going to end well. So just make sure you're getting in some food earlier in the day as well. Great breakfast idea would be an omelet, maybe a little bit heavier on the egg white so you get a little bit more protein. Add some vegetables in there. Or a breakfast bowl with some protein, veggies, whole grains for fibers. It's going to keep us feeling regular and a little bit more full earlier in the day. Second strategy for weddings, parties, and barbecues is for the buffet styled occasions. So when it comes to buffets, all the same ideas are in focus in regards to the plate method, but we want to ensure we make our plate and move away from the food source. Not making a plate, standing by the food, picking off the appetizer or the dessert table can lead to a lot of mindless overconsumption, especially when you're around other people who are also continuing to eat, right? It's just a habit. We're around other people. We don't think about it and we eat a lot more than we should. So when the food is within reach, you're definitely going to be more likely to consume it. Make your plate, move away from the food. See how you feel, wait about 15 minutes, and if you're still hungry, go back for some more vegetables. The last strategy for parties is going to focus on alcohol. We want to stick with simple drinks that are not loaded with sugars. So that would be more clear liquors paired with low sugar mixers like soda water, light beers, wine, champagne. In addition to choosing better drink options, we also want to remember to keep a 1-to-1 ratio with water. And this is going to slow down our alcohol consumption while minimizing its dehydration effects on the body. So keeping these tips in mind will help you navigate your outings like a pro, but in the event that you did enjoy a little bit too much, you can tune into episode 45 of the Nutrition Made Simple podcast, where Nicole and Liz are going to talk about regaining control and moving forward. If you guys haven't tuned into the Nutrition Made Simple podcast, it's a great resource for a lot of nutrition and lifestyle guidance that is in line with our nutrition coaching program here at B3. All right, so we know that all of this is going to feel really overwhelming. To start building your foundation, there's a couple simple principles that have helped so many people take control of their health, one habit at a time. Our first one is going to be to add more whole foods into your diet. And we talked about this a little bit already, but we want to start choosing whole food options and less processed foods that are packed with sodium, fat, and sugar. Simple way is just going to be reshaping your plate with the plate method, We already talked about this a little bit earlier. Half of your plate non-starchy vegetables, quarter lean protein, quarter starchy carbs, and a mindful amount of healthy fat. Number 2 is to focus on balance. And when we say balance, we mean, does every meal and snack that you're eating throughout the day have a carbohydrate, a protein, and a fat? When we pair each meal and snack with all 3 of those macronutrients, it's going to help us feel full for longer. We also want to try to limit the amount of added sugar in our diet as well. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 6 teaspoons for women and 9 for men. The average person consumes over 46 teaspoons a day. And we know that sugar is super addicting, and it's also hidden in a lot of food products that you're going to find in packages. So we'll answer a couple frequently asked questions next. What do you eat around your workout? Fueling around your workout to gain muscle, lose fat, increase energy, or really any health and fitness goal is really, really important. We want to aim to have some healthy carbohydrates and protein before and after your workout. If you don't put gas in your car, you're not going to expect it to get you anywhere. So make sure that you're not also running your body on empty. What if you don't like vegetables? I've heard this a lot. Try roasting your vegetables to add a little crunch. You can also add some different seasonings for flavors that you can be excited about. And you can even find ways to sneak them into other recipes and smoothies to get more vegetables into your day. So just try different ways of cooking them and seasoning them. Where should you start? Start with one thing at a time. Maybe it's something that you already have in mind, or maybe it's one of the things that we talked about today. But the best and fastest way to reach your goals is to work one-on-one with a nutrition coach to build a plan just for you. So are you looking for the perfect plan that leads to success? The first step, you have to make the commitment to yourself. As I said earlier, it's simple. It's not easy, but we are here to help you along the way. So here at B3 Gym, we focus on a habit-based approach to create an individual plan just for you. We work together with you, utilizing our many tools and resources to build your nutrition foundation and create a sustainable plan that you can build into your current lifestyle. Along with all the tools and resources, we also know how important support and accountability is when it comes to your long-term goals, which is why we're there to help you every step of the way. You can visit our website or email me directly to schedule a free intro session so we can learn more about your goals and talk about how we can help you. If you're looking to hear more about how this program can change your life, as I mentioned earlier, tune into the Nutrition Made Simple podcast. Lots of great info on that one. All right, so during this nutrition talk, we talked about the best strategies for 4 different scenarios that you might find yourself in with going out. So remember, we want you to feel confident to make the best decisions for your health and wellness while still enjoying the best parts of life. So stick with these tips and you'll have no issues navigating your night out. So now it's your turn. If you have the workbook, you can turn to page 3 and plan out a strategy for the next event that you have coming up. Think about your food and beverage options and identify some mindfulness strategies that you can focus on. Thank you for joining me today. Keep an eye out for our next nutrition talk that is coming up in May. I'll be posting about the topic in the next couple of days.